Hi, I'm C.C. Péan, and this is Reclaiming Your Health. Good evening, everyone. So happy to be here. I would say I'm so happy to see you, but I can't see you. I'm imagining that you all are there and you're watching and you're excited about what we're going to prepare this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a while since I've seen you. I am officially now, I'm about to say 5 centuries, 5 decades old. I'm 50 years old as of May 3rd. And I had a wonderful weekend away, and I'm back, and I'm re-energized, and I'm excited, and I've got so much to share with you. This evening, we are going to be making an eggless egg salad. Now, I am somebody who loves the flavor of eggs. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Phyllis. I am someone who loves the flavor of eggs, but living a vegan lifestyle, I don't eat eggs. Further to that, thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Further, a few years ago, I had my gallbladder removed, and it became difficult for me to process some fatty things. So if I even tried to eat egg, it wreaks havoc on my digestive system. But I love the flavor of it, but I don't want to go through the pain. So that was part of my inspiration for coming up with one of my products that I've shared with you all, which is the Tofu Scramble Magic. I wanted to experience the flavor of egg without the cholesterol, without the fat, and without the discomfort, the digestive discomfort. So this evening, we are going to make an eggless egg salad. And the star of this egg salad is going to be not only the tofu scramble magic, but extra firm tofu. Now, if you have an issue with tofu, you can simply swap out tofu for a can of low sodium garbanzo beans. Now, you can also soak your garbanzo beans from dry if you like, but for this particular salad, to really get that chunky kind of egg texture, you really do need to use a canned chickpea. Just make sure that your can is non-BPA because we don't want any of that plastic residue leaching into your veggies and then into your system. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to press our tofu. Now, best case scenario, I would have done this already, but I wanted you all to see how I do this because it is a very important key in preparing delicious tofu. One of the things about tofu is it's packed in water. That's how it stays preserved. But what that means is that it's packed in water. Because it is porous, there's water just sucked up into it. And the only way to get flavor into tofu is to get rid of the water. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to open up this package. This is super simple to do, but it is key. It is so key, so important. So I just got water all over the place. So I'm draining off the water. And this is like actually step one because the way we're fixing it tonight, I'm not going to have to do the step two, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're literally going to cut this tofu block in half. And I've got 2 clean kitchen towels here. I'm going to put this tofu in between these kitchen towels. It's going to go on top. And I have this heavy pan that I'm just going to rest right on top. And what that's going to do is it's going to press all the water out of that tofu so that when we prepare it with our seasoning, the seasoning is going to go right up in there. Now, if you were fixing, say, a stir fry or a baked tofu or something like that, after you press this, what you would do is you would then put it in a marinade. All that water being gone means it's porous and it's going to suck up all of that flavor. That is key. That's what takes your tofu from bland to amazing. So this is key. Now, this is something that you do with firm or extra firm tofu. There's no point on doing it with soft tofu because that's almost like gelatinous. You don't need to do that with this. And most often, the soft tofu, at least for me, I use it like in custards. If I'm making a bread pudding or something like that, or I want to make a really creamy sauce, I use that in there. So the water is an integral part of it. But for this, you definitely need to press the water out. So we've got that done. And so, everybody has their way of making things. There are some people that put all kinds of things in their egg salad. And some people like a sweeter egg salad, so they might use like a sweet relish. I don't particularly like relish. Some people use dill. I picked up some dill. That's not something that I'm really familiar with. I didn't grow up eating dill. I wasn't introduced to it till later. I do like it, little bits of it. But for me, what I love is scallion, celery, red onion, and carrot, particularly in this because I want to give it some texture and some crunch. We're mimicking the flavor and texture of egg, but these fibrous vegetables really help with bringing that texture into it. So let's get started with our chopping. I'm gonna put this here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to chop up some red onion. And we do have giveaways this evening. And I'm going to disqualify some people because you're always winners in my book, but we can't have you winners every week on the show. We got to give other people a chance. And I wanted to do this particular question because there's a lot of misinformation out there when it comes to tofu. Quite often I will hear people say, oh, well, I've had a bout of breast cancer or something like that, and I'm supposed to stay away from estrogen. And they hear that tofu has estrogen, and so they feel like they have to stay away from it. So my first question for you, for those of you who may know, what type of estrogen does tofu actually have? It does have a type of estrogen, but what type of estrogen is it? I would like to know who knows. What type of estrogen does soy provide? It does have a type of estrogen, but there's a specific type of estrogen that it has. Who can answer me? I know. Well, Phyllis, I have disqualified you already. So you can't answer. I know Debbie Brewer is on the line. I don't know who else is there. So we've got that. Just shy of about a quarter cup of chopped red onion. Who knows? I'm gonna finally chop some scallion here. And again, as I said, Deetra, there you go. Phytoestrogen. It is a plant estrogen. And I should have disqualified you as well, but you answered the question, and I'm going to make sure that you get a prize. Phytoestrogen. Phytoestrogen is a plant-based estrogen. It is a completely different type of estrogen than the one, than the one that exists within your body. If you still have hesitations about tofu, by all means, avoid it. And for this dish in particular, as I said, you can use mashed and chopped chickpeas in its stead, and it's still delicious. So it is phytoestrogen. I'm just going to chop up some celery here. How many of you are egg salad lovers? I'm going to just finely mince this celery. And you all know what I always say about when you're cutting your veggies and things like that to go in dishes, you want them to be cut evenly. When you're cooking, when you're physically cooking like on a stove, it helps for things to cook evenly. When you're not cooking on the stove and you're doing things like cold preparations, it's great to do it as well, because then you will have an even distribution in your dish. And I am greedy, and I love to have bits of everything in every bite I take. So we're going to do a little bit of the carrot. Now you could use carrot shreds if you wanted for this. I had some carrot left over, so I'm using this, but of course you can use carrot shreds. It's just as good. This is going to go in there as well. There are so many people that are champions for healthy living and making changes in their life. And Deidre is somebody that I have met via Facebook who is very passionate about health. She has made major transformations in her life by changing her diet. I applaud her on that. For different people take different journeys to health. Some of us are proactive, some of us are reactive. The bottom line is just get there. But I am really encouraged by Deidre. You can tell that she's excited about what she does. She shares a lot of information on her page, and I think that's awesome. So we're still just cutting up some carrot here. This carrot is gonna give our egg salad or eggless egg salad a little bit of crunch. It's gonna give it some beautiful specks of orange color as well. We want our food to taste and look good. So we've got a whole carrot in there. The other great thing about this salad is look at all this, these veggies. We've got celery, we've got carrots, we've got some red onion in here. We also have some parsley, and I'm just gonna drop just a little bit of parsley in there. You're welcome, Deidre. Just a little bit of parsley. There's jokes and there's memes about people putting all kinds of stuff in potato salad in particular. And one of the biggest jokes is about raisins going in potato salad. Well, let me tell you, I love golden raisins. I put golden raisins in everything because I like a little bit of sweet mixed in with my savory. All right. So we've got our veggies here, and I'm going to put this aside. And the next thing I'm going to work on is my mayonnaise combination, which is actually some Vegenaise. And I said you can use a quarter to a half cup. It depends. Some people like a really creamy egg salad. Some people just want a touch of that on there. So depending on how much you like your salad creamy or not, depends on how much of this you're going to use. This is Vegenaise. I love Vegenaise. This is actually a soy-free Vegenaise that I have. I'm fixing tofu, but I like to keep a soy-free Vegenaise around just in case I have somebody who doesn't do soy at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about a quarter cup of this. I'm going to put it in my bowl. I like to mix my mayonnaise combination separately. I don't like to put everything in a bowl and mix it together off like that. I want to do my mayo first, and the reason, or my Vegenaise first, and the reason I want to do that is I want to get the flavor just right. Once it goes in the bowl, it's kind of hard to fix it, and I want to be able to add just a little bit and go back and add a little bit more until I get the consistency I want. So, as I said, the star of this dish is not only the extra firm tofu. It is also the afkave tofu scramble magic. It's an amazing product, if I do say so myself. And we are going to use 2 tablespoons of this. And the reason why we are going to aggressively season this veggies because our tofu, we're not marinating our tofu. We're just pressing out the water. So all of our flavor is going to come from the seasoned veggies and our veggies. So I'm just going to mix this together. Now, if you're somebody who likes a little zip, a little tang, what you could do at this point, you could add a little lemon juice or a little lime juice to this. You can also add some heat to this in the form of red pepper flakes or cayenne. Let's see, let's just mix this up a little more. Let me see what this tastes like. That's actually very well seasoned. Very well seasoned. Now, I have another question. I have 2 more questions. One of these I did not give Stanley ahead of time, but I'm going to do it now. I want to ask if you all know what is the Indian seasoning that is used quite often to mimic the egg flavor. Dietra cannot answer. Phyllis cannot answer. Melissa cannot answer. What is the Indian seasoning that is used to mimic the egg flavor? Okay, so now we have our vegetables mixed. We have our veggies with our tofu scramble magic ready to go. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this heavy pan off of our tofu. And both of these towels, if you were here, you would be able to feel it's wet. So we've gotten a lot of that moisture out. And I'm going to move these onto the cutting board. Now here's where you have an option of how you want to do your egg salad. You can do squares. You can do very, very small squares if you want to. You can actually crumble it. What I'm going to do is a combination of that, okay? So part of it, I'm just going to cut into small squares. So I'm slicing it first. I'm going to go back over it and just cut squares. You know, this is going to, as I'm mixing everything, it's going to fall apart some, but some of it will stay intact, and that's what I'm going for. Okay, so that's done. And then this other one, I'm going to show you what I do. So I'm going to bring my bowl back over here. I'm going to drop in my chopped tofu. And then with my hands, I'm just going to crumble. I'm just going to like squeeze this in between my fingers. You see how that it's like mashes up. Okay. Has anybody come? Yes, it is black salt. And the official name for it is kala namak. So Debbie, you have won. So we've got Dietra and we've got Debbie that have won this evening. Kala namak is the name of that Indian seasoning. So now I'm just gonna mix up the veggies and my crumbled and chopped or diced tofu. And now I'm gonna take my seasoned veggies right on top, and I'm gonna mix it up. The other great thing about this too, my tofu scramble magic has turmeric in it. So it takes on, it kind of has like a yellow flavor to it as well, yellow color to it as well. So my last question for this evening that Deetra, nor Debbie, nor Phyllis, nor Melissa can answer is, what is the difference between tofu and tempeh? What is the difference in the preparation of tofu from tempeh? Who knows the answer to that? What is the difference between tofu and tempeh? So this is well mixed. I'm going to taste it now for flavor. That's actually very tasty. Came out well. What I'm going to do, very good actually. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of smoked paprika on it, like a little bit of smokiness. My salad. This looks great. And I love that it has texture, not only from the chopped veggies, but from the two different ways I did the tofu. So here's the next thing that I love to do with egg salad. There's so many different ways to prepare this, to serve it. I love it on crusty, thick bread. That's one of the ways to have it. You can either do it open-faced or you can do a sandwich. I also like to do this. Cut my cucumber in half. I'm going to use a spoon and take the seeds out of it. Got that. I also like to use lettuce leaves or cabbage leaves. That's another way to have a heart-healthy snack with complex carbs and not simple carbs that you typically get from things like bread. So we're going to plate now. We're going to see the different ways that we can do this. So the first traditional way we have it, let me cut my tomato. Got a beautiful beefsteak tomato here, nice and juicy. We got this lycopene. This tastes good, but remember people, it's not only tasting good, but this is absolutely good for you. I see no one has answered the question yet about tofu and tempeh. What is the difference in the preparation of tofu and tempeh? Just gonna pile this on top. If you wanted to, you could put slices of avocado on this. Of course, you could put some lettuce on this as well. So you've got, I'm gonna put our slice of tomato on there. And there we go. There's that. That looks yummo. Now we're gonna put some of this in like a cucumber boat. This is a great heart-healthy filling snack. You get the water content from your cucumber. It's virtually no calories, but it's absolutely filling. So we're going to put that on our board as well as another option of how to serve this. No one has answered my question as yet about tempeh. This is going to be so great and crunchy. You're going to have the crunch from the cucumber and the crunch from the egg salad. And then finally, we've got lettuce. We've got these like lettuce wraps. I'm going to put this one here. And these are great things you could put out like on a crudité board if you wanted to. The other day, I was on a show with Heather Martin and Columbus Batiste, and she put together a charcuterie board that was amazing. And of course, you know, I love to make things pretty. So I'm going to put a little micro cilantro here. You could also put parsley if you wanted to. But this is our eggless egg salad. No animals were hurt in the making of this. Let's move this out the way. Hope I can balance this. Whoops, what's going on here? Let's see if I can balance this so you all can see. Look at that. You see that? Look at that. That's a healthy sandwich. So we've got an egg salad, eggless egg salad sandwich on this beautiful bread that has poppy seeds and sesame seeds on it. We've got 2 cucumber boats that are hollowed out. We took the seeds out and then stuffed it with the eggless egg salad. And then we have a lettuce wrap. And you all see how quickly I did that. And key to the quickness, what is going on here, is the use of the tofu scramble magic, because it's everything. It's all the perfect seasonings you need to mimic egg flavor. Now, let me tell you, I don't know if you all saw when I made egg foo young several weeks ago. And I had a client, a professional athlete, that loved eggs. He ate eggs so much so that he developed a allergy to it. And he still loved it though. And I was like, well, I don't cook eggs, but I can make something taste like egg. And so what I did is I purchased the Just Egg, which is a great product. It cooks and looks like egg, but it doesn't necessarily taste like it. So I used my tofu scramble magic with that. He had no idea that they weren't real eggs. You need to try this tofu scramble magic. And let me let you know, because it is my birthday month, I'm actually running a buy one, get one 50% off. So you can buy one and get another one 50% off, or maybe you get the curry, maybe you get the habesha. These are great products, y'all. These products were made with love. They were made with love. And they're great products. And if you are transitioning in your diet, I don't want you to get caught up in buying all this processed and preservative-packed food. You need to be empowered. You need to take charge of your health and to know exactly what you're consuming. And with my products, you know what you're consuming. There's no MSG, there's no foolishness in it. It's gluten-free, it's vegan, it's delicious, and it's buy one, get one 50% off. Anyway, let's get back to what we cooked this evening. We have eggless egg salad. Look at that sandwich. Eggless egg salad. Delicious. I wish you all were here to taste it. I look forward to hearing about how you all did with this recipe. Oh, no, so the difference between tempeh and tofu is tempeh is made from fermented soybeans. That's the difference, fermented. So it actually has a different way of digesting in your body. It's kind of a funky taste. It's a kind of a funky taste. It's an acquired taste. I'm not too keen on it, but there are people that love it. There are people that aren't really keen on it, but it's really good for your probiotic health. So they use it nonetheless. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It has been my pleasure. Please check out afkavefoods.com. I will be back here next week with another recipe and another demo for you all. And thank you for joining us.